Hello everyone, it's Meg and today we are going to be doing a good old-fashioned book haul. I have not done a book haul since my little return to BookTube and I actually haven't been buying that many books this year. I have a total of 14 I think books that I have bought like throughout the whole of this year so far, so I'm filming this in June and this video is probably going to go up in July, so I feel like that's pretty good. And to be honest, let me just shut the window. I think there's some kids playing outside and there's a tractor. But yeah, I've just not really been in the mood to buy books, to be honest with you. And also I have had quite a few books on my TBR, so I've been concentrating on trying to read those, and also because I've not been reading as much this year, I obviously don't want to buy too many books, then overwhelm myself with all of them that I have yet to read. So I thought I might as well do like my first book haul of the year and like a little, so you can see all the books that I've bought this year. And I've read a few, quite a lot of these are pre-orders or different editions of books that I already have. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So these are sort of split into sections. So the first book are just, books that I just got from a bookshop. And the first one which I am currently reading, which is Lobster by Holly McNeish. I started this maybe about a week ago. Really enjoying it. I also bought this and the other two books that I'm going to mention afterwards in my Come Book Shopping With Me in Manchester vlog, so I'll leave it in the description if you guys want to go and check it out. But this is a mixture of prose and poetry by Holly McNeish, who is a poet, and it's about all the things that we have been taught to hate and that maybe Holly herself is learning to love again. And I've, like I said, never read anything by Holly. I've been wanting to for the longest time, and I have said that I think every time I talked about this book, but I'm really loving it. I'm just over 100 pages in, absolutely adoring it. And yeah, I'm so glad I finally picked a Holly book up. This is, like I said, it's her latest book, and I recommend, like, if you've been thinking about picking up something from Holly for a while that is like not just poetry, it's like a mixture of prose and poetry, highly recommend. So far I love her writing style and her sense of humour, very, very fun. And then the other two books I got in that video and just randomly from the bookshop is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth, and I saw Kat read this book and talk about it in one of her vlogs, so I picked it up. I'm going to read this when I go on a holiday. That is my plan. I'm going to go and read this on my holiday at the end of next month. So it sounds like a fun but very kind of like deep book at the same time. It's set in a Irish town in the 1990s, and it's about two girls in this friendship group who fall for each other, and it just sounds like the perfect kind of summer read, and I'm like definitely looking forward to reading it. Then I have Blue Period Volume 1, and when I spoke about this book in the vlog, I watched the anime for this last year and I really enjoyed it, and like anime and like manga is something I would really like to get into. So like I said, since I watched the anime and enjoyed it, I thought I would pick up the manga, and I did want to read this by now because there's about 9 volumes altogether. But this is about a main character and it's about his journey to discovering art and applying for art school. And it is a very beautiful story. I really enjoyed it. So if you are somebody who like is really into books about art, definitely recommend the anime, and I'm sure I will recommend this as well once I've read it. So the next books that I got are all by the same author, and they're just new cover editions. And generally I don't buy multiple copies of books unless if they are like special editions or I really, really like the book. But I do really, really like these books, and I couldn't say no when Alice Oseman re-released her covers. I think she designed them for the American US covers, and basically her publishers have re-released the UK with the new illustrations. So I don't want all of them. I do also want to get This Winter, but that doesn't come out in the UK until kind of about October time. So these are the ones that I have right now. So I have Radio Silence, which this is one of my personal favourites. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love that Alice had so much control over doing these covers. I love that she kind of got to put her stamp on it, like the outside of the book as well as the inside. And then I also have Solitaire, which is the only Alice Oseman book I have not read, and I don't own another copy of this at all. And maybe I will one day, but this again is one of my other personal favourites. There's Nick and Charlie there. I don't know if I will ever read this. I just really like the cover, and obviously I want all of Alice's books. But I might get to it one day, who knows. I did start the audiobook maybe like last year or something, and I wasn't a fan of the narrator. But I may revisit, like I said, we will see. And then I got the copy of Loveless, and Loveless is my favourite Alice Oseman book out of all of them. It's actually my least favourite cover out of the 3 that I've got, but I do still like it, and like I said, it is my fave book. So, and all these spines are gorgeous. Like, I love the colours. Absolutely stunning. Next I have some little secondhand books, and these are books that we have like a little bookshelf at work where people donate books and you can buy a book for like 50p. And these are 2 books that I've wanted to read for a while and I've been curious about, so I found them and I got them. So the first one is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I think the world and his wife knows about this book. It's very popular. Everybody knows what it's about. Everybody has seemed to loved it. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get to it. I was slightly intimidated. Usually when a book goes ridiculously popular, I don't want to read it. However, I would like to read this and see what it's about. So hopefully I'll get to this soon. Not sure when, but hopefully soon. And then I also got Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason, and I've wanted to actually read this book for quite a long time. And from what I have heard, I haven't heard loads of things about this book, but one I have heard good things. So, and it deals with mental health, this book. So, and I also do enjoy the cover as well. Like I said, it's a book that deals with mental health. I love reading books about mental health. So I feel like this might be like a little like end of summer, maybe autumnal read, just because of the vibes that it gives off. And then I have, again, a book where I have multiple copies. And this was not meant to happen, but it has. So I very kindly got given a PR package for Laura Wood's debut adult novel, which I have talked about like so much. It's called Under Your Spell, and I did actually do a vlog for this book, so I will try and remember to leave it in the description if you guys want to check it out. It's spoiler free. Yes, like I said, I got a PR package back in January, and obviously I adored this book. So obviously I pre-ordered it, and I do actually have 3 final copies of this book, but I'm sending one back to Waterstones because I pre-ordered that before I could get signed editions. So basically I have 2 more. They're both signed. Basically the thing is, I ordered my Waterstones one because there weren't any signed editions, and then I saw Tea Leaves and Reads had a signed bookplate edition, so I got that instead, and I knew I would return my Waterstones one. And then Mr. B's Emporium were doing dedicated signed copies, and I could not miss out on that. So I'm only going to keep 1 final copy because, like I said, I do not need 2 final copies of this book. So I'm sending my Waterstones one back, and I'm going to send my Tea Leaves and Reads book. I'm either going to sell it online on Depop or Vinted, or I will give it to somebody who I think is going to really enjoy it, so I'll make sure it has a good home. So let's see which ones I've got. So this is the final cover, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous and stunning. We have our main character Clemmy on the front, and also Theo. Well, Clemmy's on the back, Theo's on the front. And this book here, I think this is the this is the signed bookplate edition there, and then this is the dedicated edition, which is what obviously I was most excited about. So yes, that's very exciting. So like I said, I have quite a few copies of this book, but number 1, stunning spine, not so much the arc but more the final copies. But yeah, like I said, I am going to keep 1, return 1, find a good home for the other. And then the last books that I have are all pre-orders, and I have got a few more pre-orders to come throughout the year, which is very exciting. I do always very much look forward to pre-orders, and obviously pre-ordering books is very important for the authors and the publishers. So I'll do this in no particular order because I can't always remember when these books came out. So the first one that I have is Makeover by Laurie Bolger. This is a little collection pamphlet of poems. I'm yet to read any of these pre-orders yet, but Laurie is an amazing poet. I have done some workshops in the past with her, some writing workshops. She's an incredible tutor, and I really love her teaching style and her way of thinking. It's just such a beautiful, like, refreshing and kind of childlike way, not in a negative way, but in a curious way, shall we say. And she's very optimistic, so I had to pick up this collection, and I do very much enjoy the cover. It is super fun, and this book is about mums, nans and sisterhood. It is a work bursting with strength, anger, love and ultimately hope, in a celebration of girls shaped by swimming baths and working men's clubs, friendship and family. Makeup contends with what we inherit and what we ought to pass on. Sounds absolutely stunning, and I do definitely need to get to it because I have not read a single poetry book this year, which is absolutely atrocious as somebody who calls himself a poet, so this is definitely one of the ones that I'm going to pick up first. Next up we have The Lifeline by Libby Page, which is the sequel to The Lido, which was Libby's debut novel. Obviously I was excited to see that she was doing a sequel, and this follows our main character from the Lido, and I think it follows her as she becomes a mother and she moves out of London with her partner into a smaller, more countryside town area, and I'm assuming, you know, swimming somehow comes into it like it does with the Lido, and female friendships and all those connection and community are all very much things that Libby includes in her novels. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this. Again, I feel like it's probably a good summer read, so maybe I'll get to it at some point this summer, who knows. Then we have the infamous Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, and this is the indie special edition, so it has sprayed edges with all the names of the sisters on, and it also is signed as well. And I think I have said this before pretty much in other videos, but I read Cleopatra and Frankenstein last year and everybody was buzzing about it, but I generally didn't think I would love it. However, I read it last year because I bought the book in the sale at Waterstones, and I really enjoyed it. So much more than I thought I was going to. So when I was hearing the rave reviews of people who got ARCs for Blue Sisters, I knew I had to get it. And when I saw the special edition, I was like, you know what? I need that. So I am very excited. It kind of matches my top, or at least with, you know, the white belt. But yes, I don't know much about this part. In fact, it's about these 4 sisters, and I believe one of them has passed away, and they all live in different corners of the world, so they all come back together, I'm assuming, to maybe grieve and remember their sister. So that's, I don't know any more than that, to be honest. Again, this is one that I want to take with me on holiday, so hopefully this is definitely on the top, one of the top books on my TBR list at the moment. Then we have the last book, and this book actually arrived today, which is Making It by Laura Kay. I've read a couple of books by Laura in the past and I've really enjoyed them. They are beautiful, queer, self-discovery kind of stories about usually women in their early 30s. And I was very excited when I heard about this book. And I will read you the description so then you know why I'm excited about this book. As someone who self-identifies as gay and depressed, Izzy keeps her life in Margate small. Her mum, her chinchilla, her reliable routine. So when she is offered her dream job at an artist studio, Izzy knows it is time to open herself up to more. Moving to East London, Izzy has a lot of firsts to catch up on. Navigating a crush on her gorgeous housemate, dating, sex, and obsessing over her boss, who she just can't seem to figure out. As pressure mounts, people keep telling Izzy she can do anything she sets her mind to. But what if her mind refuses to cooperate? That just sounds excellent. It is about an artist, and I think I said before, anything a book that has artists in it, whether it's painting, photography, writing, anything like that, I am absolutely here for. Obviously it's queer, always fun, and it seems to deal with mental health and somebody who is a bit of an introvert. So it just sounds like such a fun novel, and it also seems like much of like a personal growth kind of story about our main character. Izzy, like stepping out of a comfort zone and kind of really, you know, starting a life, if you see what I mean, and putting herself out there into the world. So it does sound amazing, and this actually comes out on the 4th of July. It is it's the 25th of June when I'm filming this. So this isn't out when I'm currently filming this video, but it will be out when this video goes up. And it is also floppy. Like, I think you guys should know I do really love floppy books. They are so fun. So yeah, I think this is definitely like sounds like such an amazing read, and I really hope that I get to it soon. So those are all the books that I have bought so far this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these books and which ones I should read first. Like I said, I've read a couple of them, but for the majority I haven't. So if you have any like faves, like I said, or ones you think I should prioritise, leave them in the comments down below. I don't imagine I will do another book haul this year until the end of the year, because like I said, not really buying many books at the moment, and that's totally okay, totally fine. It's probably a good thing, to be honest with you, seeing as I don't have much room on my TBR shelf or on my bookshelf, so win-win either way. If you guys like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I will leave my social media and my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys if you would like to see more bookish content that you will not find on this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye guys!